So this is the RED Komodo. It's got a 6K global shutter, awesome color science, and probably the worst placed screen on any camera. This is the Portkeys Bm5. It's a 2200 nit 5-inch monitor with wireless RED Komodo control. And with that, what you can do is, instead of having to hit the record button on your camera, you can actually start and stop record on the monitor itself. So it's been a great monitor. It's compact, easy to throw on this particular rig with our locks, doesn't drain the battery too much. It looks great. But after years of shooting and staring at screens, it kind of felt like it was time to go ahead and get something a little bigger. So we got the Portkeys Bm7. So aside from the obvious size difference, funny enough, the thing that stuck out to me when I looked at both of these monitors is the way on the Bm5, the way this antenna works, which is what you need for the wireless control of the Komodo. It just, it sits there and it's kind of poking out that way, which makes it to where sometimes when, you want to pack it in your bag or whatever, it's just kind of awkward. It doesn't lay flat, it's kind of tucked in. You kind of feel like you might break that at any moment. So the first thing I noticed though was that with the Bm7, it lays flush with the actual monitor itself. So this would be pretty easy to pack and throw in our camera case. And because this camera control on the Bm5, it was just for start and stop recording, we're usually using these cameras handheld or on a gimbal. We have buttons here to be able to start and stop recording anyway. It's easy to access. So really that functionality, even though it's a main selling point of the Portkeys Bm5, we weren't really using it. A couple key differences is the old one, the Bm5, has the SDI in and the SDI out, and it has an HDMI in, no HDMI out. For the power, it has a 4-pin connector down here, and you can use your MPF battery if you want as well. We run everything on V-mount, so we were just using the 4-pin connector here. Different on the Bm7 is you've got SDI in, 2 SDI ins and SDI out, HDMI in, HDMI out, and 2 battery slots. For the power, it's got a 2-pin LEMO instead of the 4-pin connector this has. This has a 2-pin LEMO connector or that DC barrel in that you could use. So out the box, this thing comes with the DC barrel in cable. And that 2-pin LEMO is nice because it just snaps right in. The barrel connector, you gotta twist it on. So I don't know, maybe one day we'll change it to the 2-pin LEMO, but for now, that's not bad. Design-wise, the power button is on this side for the Bm7, and on the Bm5, it's actually on the left side. So they flipped it. For anybody that has the Bm5 and they're interested in the 7 and the minor differences. The build quality is the same. It's pretty dope. This is all metal. Feels robust, feels like it's not going anywhere. In terms of software, the coolest upgrade that they have from the Bm5 to the 7 is they have like a whole different OS. So on this one, unlike with the 5 you can start and stop recording. This one, you can start and stop recording on the camera. But you also have access to control your frames per second, your white balance, your recording aspect ratios, your recording formats. If you're doing 6K, 4K, 1080, you can do all of that. You can change your aperture, your shutter, your ISO. Pretty much everything you're gonna need to mess with on set when you're using the camera, you'll be able to adjust it right on the monitor itself. Not just start and stopping recording, but the actual camera settings. So that's gonna be cool. We're not gonna really mess with too much, to be honest. I mean, once we're recording, you're not going to go back and forth on frame rates and really on your 6K versus 4K and your aspect ratios. But it's cool to be able to flip through white balance as you need to. When you're going from shot to shot, space to space, you might need to make a quick white balance adjustment. So far I like it a lot. It's not an in-depth review of the monitor itself, but just people that have a RED Komodo, a lot of times they're going to gravitate to this Bm5. It's a great monitor. But if you need something a little bigger to get, focus, and maybe you don't have the same eyesight you've had for, the longest, you're staring at screens all day, we're getting older, it is what it is. You might want something a little bigger to make sure that you're getting the focus the way that you need to get it. You want to nail focus. So check it out. I did have like a slight worry that 7 inches for this kind of build was gonna be too big for a monitor, but I actually like it with this build. It's already a chunky camera build to begin with, and now that I look at the 5-inch monitor next to it, it kind of looks comically small. I actually feel like this fits it more, you know? It's all gonna be preference though. It's not like, you know, you have to get this monitor. But if you're looking for a 7-inch monitor, check out the Portkeys one. It's pretty good so far.